Hey there, everyone. I was writing on this topic today, and I just thought I'd get on and shoot a little quick live video and share a little bit about this. This is something that I've been kind of playing with and something I've been seeing in my clients and in the office quite a bit. This is a topic that I call light hoarding, which is kind of like the hoarding of spiritual gifts. And the reason that I think it's really important is that I've seen a number of people who keep on doing more and more and more spiritual work. They keep on doing more and more deep work, clearing work, healing work, shadow work, or really doing lots to kind of emancipate their deep spiritual gifts. And sometimes that's really important, and sometimes that's actually a big mess. And I've seen that in the office over and over again. So there's a whole article that I wrote on this, and I'll post this below. Pretty interesting. If you want to go a little bit more in depth, the article is the place. But I thought I'd share a couple key topics on this, which are pretty fun. So the first is understanding that we are constantly in a wave of giving and receiving our gifts. And there's moments for us just to be in the reception of spiritual gifts from the universe, from other people, and anywhere that those may be coming from. And there is a season to be giving those away. And in the mix, this wave of seasons, there may be times to, seeing people, hi Alicia, hi Diana. There may be times to be in one, the other, or in a mix of both. So there may be times to really be giving away our gifts, and there may be times to be receiving, and there may be times that that's happening at the same time. And this usually occurs when people are kind of stabilizing at a certain level of their awareness or their skillfulness, and they are open as a conduit, and the light is kind of the spiritual gift, the light is kind of streaming through them, so they are in the receiving and giving at the same time. And a lot of people idealize that state, and it's an important state to be in, but also important to remember that these are waves. We need to really value and appreciate all of the states that we're in, no matter what part of the process that we're receiving. So where are you in the wave of giving and receiving? The second is, I always ask people, when they're doing a lot of spiritual work, is more spiritual work actually the answer? If we are looking at ourselves, and these two things kind of tie together, the stabilizing of a life system, if we're looking at ourselves as a physical, as an emotional, as a spiritual being, as a mental being, as all of these things together, then we really need to be considering what is happening in all of these vectors. And if we are just doing more and more and more spiritual work, then they are probably an issue with us really integrating all these parts of who we are. So more spiritual work often generates more and more chaos in life. So a lot of times when people are doing more ayahuasca ceremonies, they're doing more deep healing work or another meditation retreat, I'm a little suspect, and I'm just asking, is this the time to actually be doing more? And the last thing that I'll just mention, and there's got a couple people who are asking to see these more closely. So the first one was, and maybe these are backwards, I can't tell. So the first one was, where are you on the wave of giving and receiving? Is more spiritual work the answer? And stabilizing a life system. And then the last is, let's see if we can get this stabilized again. There we go. And then the last is the accountability to the oneness. So if you've broken through and you've had a spiritual experience and you've had a taste of the oneness, my belief is that you're actually responsible to that now. If you get the sense that we are an interconnected web of beings and you just keep focusing on you and on your own receiving, that's problematic. And it's going to kind of knock at your door until you come into that realization of, these aren't my gifts, this isn't my light, this is the light. And this light isn't just for me to hold inside, it's really for me to give away. And that's what balances the whole system. If you've seen yourself in a larger context, you have to express yourself in that larger context as well. And that's all about, being in the process of giving and the receiving. So this is something that people don't often realize. They just love being in the pleasure and in the bliss of the receiving of the spiritual gifts. And that's important. We want you to do that, but you become unbalanced if you're not integrating that taking it more deeply, and then also giving it away. So just a couple quick thoughts. I'll post the article that I wrote below if that's interesting to you guys. Fun to get on here really quickly and share some of this, and I'll see all of you soon.